Hey, you guys, I gave you my last update, I think, on day 2 after my ACDF surgery. And a bunch of people were asking, oh my God, did I have a stroke? Because I was talking about my left arm, but I was on a collar. So I don't want anybody to be misled. No, I had a surgery that I wanted to have. It's called ACDF, and this is essentially what they did is they removed 2 of my discs from my spinal cord in the cervical area, and they put in implants, and then they screwed the implants in because these discs were in such bad shape that they were causing me a lot of pain in my left arm. It was causing me a lot of pain in my shoulder too, but it was really debilitating in the left arm. Plus, it completely weakened my ability to hold on to things, and I just didn't want to live with painkillers. I didn't want to live with the pain, and I wanted to do a bunch of things in life still. As if you know me, you know that I love to exercise. I love to play sports. I love to experiment with new things. Like last year, 2 years ago, I fell in love with e-foil, and that's essentially you are elevating out of the water on a board that goes with a particular speed which you are working with in your hand. So you have like a remote control in your hand, and you can elevate out, and it's incredibly fantastic feeling, but it goes with a particular speed. So when you fall in the water, if I did not have this surgery, it could have caused me damage for the rest of my life. Same thing with my windsurfing, same thing with skiing. But what really scared me is not that I won't be able to do these activities, because you know what, I could live without it. I don't want to, but I could. But a simple fall or a simple car accident that I would be hit in the wrong way, the instability was so strong in these vertebrae in C4 and C5 and C6 that I could have been paralyzed just from a single plain fall. So that's what happened. I didn't have a stroke. I didn't have any of those things, thankfully. Thankfully, my heart is actually incredibly strong. You know, I knock on wood. This is not wood, but... So, this is day 5. And I actually followed a lot of people. My family was asking, why am I putting all these things out there? But the reason I'm doing that is because I prepared for this surgery looking at all of you out there, all of your videos that shared your experiences with the wider world. And I really learned a lot. I was able to prepare mentally and emotionally, as well as simple things like getting a grabber, being able, knowing that I have to have everything near me, knowing that I'm not going to be able to sleep on my side. I'm a side sleeper. I'm not going to be able to sleep like that. So I started sleeping prior to surgery. I started sleeping on my back so I can get used to it a little bit more. And many, many, many other things. Basically, I talked to you at that time. And the second day when I was freshly out of surgery. And of course, I got loaded up with all kinds of wonderful, not so wonderful, but needed drugs. And I still had a good, easier time to speak with you. Now, I realized that the people that I've been following that helped me a ton, I realize now why they did not really post on day 3 and day 4. Because day 3 and day 4 sucks. It's absolutely shitty. But if you've been so lucky, like I have been, that right after surgery I was feeling how much better, how much stronger I am, I kept telling myself that that pain that I am experiencing, and by the way, those pain points that I was feeling, they were exactly the same as it was described by other people that had the surgery. So I wasn't panicking. I wasn't having an issue about it. I knew what I'm going into. You can't really expect and prepare for example, in the middle of the night to have a pain right between your two shoulder blades and your scapula and right under, on the bottom of your neck, that you almost can't breathe. There are moments where the pain is so strong. But I also tried, after the third day, I tried to back off from oxycodone because for me, these medications are causing so many side effects. So I was going back and forth. My sisters and I, we were talking about what to do, what not to do. And they were, by the way, my family had been an incredible help. My friends as well, from all over, from Hungary, from here. But my family and my other sister, one sister took me and was there with me. And then the other sister just put me up in her beautiful home. And this is where I am. And recovering here. Have a support system. I don't have anything organized to tell you, but if I have to put them in points, 1, 2 is much easier. Day 3 is very difficult because everything hurts, including your stomach. Just everything that can possibly, it feels like a bulldozer just went through you. If you're an athlete, I think it's a little easier for you to handle it, because as an athlete, you probably felt that kind of muscle soreness if you really work that hard. So I felt like I was trying to tell myself that I did something, a phenomenal workout or something. Very difficult to manage the side effects for me of medications, because I really don't take many. And the other thing that's was very important in my case, is that if you followed me before, my doctor, apparently most of the doctors that do this surgery are requiring to go off our hormone replacement therapy 2 weeks before surgery and all the way into 4 weeks after surgery. So there is such thing as post-surgical flush. When you get really hot, I guess the shock, I will look into this a little bit more seriously, but I just didn't have the strength to look into it, that your body has been in a major shock. Because just think about it, taking out to this, putting back to this, open right here, they went in right here in the neck, literally pulled away the throat, the esophagus and so forth, plus in anesthesia you just also have the tube in. So there's a lot of action that happened in my body. So obviously my body was like, what the hell is happening? And as a major shock, and that flush, it comes out in that form as well. Tremendous fatigue and a major, it is like hot flashes. For those of you women who experience that, you know what I'm talking about. I think one mistake I made, and if I ever would recommend you not to do that, is that I told you that I'd been on Lexapro because of taking care of my husband. I needed to be calm around him, and I was really losing my I was losing a lot of things around life. I did not want to take the next step a couple of years ago, so I started to take Lexapro. And now that my husband passed away, I've been gradually thinking, okay, next month I'm gonna start weaning off. And I did start weaning off, and I actually have stopped completely Lexapro about 2 weeks ago. Now, don't do that, because every day I can't appreciate and celebrate enough the fact that my arm is moving, that I am doing great on day 5. I had a major surgery, and I already walked twice today, and I probably gonna go out again. I can't celebrate it enough, because my serotonin level is still not high enough to appreciate that happiness. So if you are on some form of medicine like that, don't quit it before this surgery. That's the mistake I made. But I'm okay with it, and I'm moving through. So that's day 3 is very bad. Day 4, you're starting to develop new pain, a different type of pain. Day 4 is when I believe that everything is starting to come together. So day 4 was, I already had, and I know my family's gonna kill me for sharing this, but I'm sharing it anyway. One of the hardest things to do when you have neck surgery, or probably back surgery as well, is to make basic movements such as a bowel movement. It is so painful if you are, from all those medications, you are constipated. It is so painful that afterwards I literally had to ice my neck for 20 minutes to calm down, and I had to take Tylenol because by then I was off the opiates. So I am telling you, these are things that I want you to be ready for. So when you go to the bathroom, have the ice on you. I have a couple of really fantastic things that I'm using. I will show it to you in the next video. But be prepared mentally how painful things will be, not just in your gastrointestinal areas, but in your neck and in your back. When you're through with that, it's like a brand new world. And this morning, the other thing that was very interesting is that I was looking at all your videos, and everything, the treatment and how you recover from it seems to be very different for everyone, and it's very much different based on the doctors that you had do the surgery. And my doctor specifically is prescribing to very minimum collar usage, but he said that I'm gonna have this on me anyway. So this reminds me, and there is a fear obviously in me too, not to move my neck too much, so I have to move it turning my shoulder. So the collar I wear when I go out to walk, or when I go out tomorrow, hopefully I will go out for the first time to have dinner with my family. I will wear it in the car. I'm not driving. I'm not going to drive for at least, I think, another week. So I would say safely, I would say 2 weeks, but I will let you know where I am with that. But he is of the system that you have to mobilize, you have to allow for everything to heal, and not to feel for the muscles to be so rigidly in a collar. And that makes a lot of sense, because our muscles also need to feel alive, and they are going to feel alive. You're going to feel them because they're going to hurt. So that was a big one, is that this morning, about 4 a.m. I got to the point, 6 a.m. I got to the point that I can't sleep on my back anymore. And I talked to my doctor before, and they did mention, and the literature mentioned, that you could possibly sleep on your side, but you have to have your doctor agree with this, so don't listen to me. But you have to set it up in a particular way. You have to have a harder pillow under your head on the side, so you don't have your neck stays straight. And the other thing is to have a pillow between your legs, so basically your spine, even though you are sideways, stays fairly straight. And so at 6 a.m. today, after days of sleeping on the back, never get really comfortable sleeping on my back. It's just the way it is. I meditate on my back every day, but sleeping, I decided at 6 a.m. that I will try to sleep on the side. And I was told to watch out whether the pain between my shoulder blades, if the pain gets worse inside sleeping, then I can try to sleep on the other side. And if it's still worse, then I cannot sleep on the side. So it's possible that you will try it and you cannot do it. Then I am really sorry about that if that happens to you, but it's possible. So at 6 a.m., I turned to my right and I slept like a log till 9 o'clock in the morning. I cannot tell you how tired I was from these days of craziness. But it's been a great day so far. Day 5, yes, it's a consistent pain, but this is a pain that is supposed to be there. I almost feel like if you don't have that pain, then the job wasn't done. So this is where we are in day 5. Sorry that I didn't get to you on day 3 and 4, but I was not a happy camper. It's more like I was just tired, and no matter how much I wanted to help you, I'm sure that you are not going through the same thing right now at this very moment and finding my videos. But in the future, know that I was counting the hours. I was almost counting the minutes, knowing that when midnight hit after day 3, I knew that it's day 4 is gonna be the last really difficult day. And maybe it was a psychological warfare against the pain. I don't know, but it was successful. And when I woke up today, it was a much, much better day. Very important thing. Please, please, please remember this. Don't walk too far away from your house. You have to walk. You have to move your GI tract. You have to move your body. You have to walk because so you don't get any blood clots. And anyway, you have to get out of the house, okay? But don't walk too far. Go one direction and the other direction, closer and closer, and then eventually go further and further. Because in my case, at least, I felt like, okay, I can walk, I don't know, a mile. And I was walking a little bit too far of a distance, and suddenly this exhaustion comes onto you. Just literally, you want to just sit down, and it actually happened that I sat down on somebody else's steps, but thankfully they didn't mind. And then I collected myself with some really, really nice deep breaths. By the way, deep breaths are incredibly important. You may not be able to do them all the time because of your back pain, but incredibly important. So don't walk too far away for one direction. Go to your right, out of your house or your apartment, and then come back, check in, maybe even have a little water, and then go. If you still feel the strength, go to the other direction and build up the miles that way. So that's basically the biggest things right now that I'm experiencing. My stomach is still not 100%, but I'm not taking any more oxycodone. Yesterday, like 2 days ago at night, was the last one. I am controlling the pain with Tylenol. The only thing I do plan to do tonight is to take half of the muscle relaxant that I was given to help me sleep, so it doesn't, because it's essentially actually that muscle relaxant is very, very good, because what happens every time we have a trauma, whatever place in your body there is, immediately the muscles are going to pull in and trying to help protect that area. So you can imagine the trauma that these muscles up here were feeling after the surgery. So they're going to tighten up, not because you tightened up, because they're going to do that. That's our natural protection. So the muscle relaxant, I think, is a genius idea. I think that's the one that I will stay with even probably this week at night. During the day, no problem, because during the day, I feel when I tighten up and I breathe very nice, deep, and let it go. But at night, it's tougher. So this is what I got so far. If you have any questions, let me know. And on the swallow, I'm taking water everywhere with me. Today was the first day that I could really speak a longer period of time without getting fatigued. And swallowing does hurt. And ice cream is fantastic. My sisters got me and my niece got me ice cream, got us ice cream. And not just any ice cream, fantastic gelato ice cream. And it was the perfect thing, the perfect solution. So hot tea is very good, and cold ice cream is very good. It's really that experience that you have when your tonsils is removed. The other part that's very important is the lozenges. I actually have lozenges with me all the time because coughing is incredibly difficult. So if you, like right now, I'm allergic when I'm outside. It's good to have allergy pills just to ask your doctor if you can take them, by the way, because I don't know, some may have a bad impact. But make sure that you have the lozenges so you don't cough, especially when you're sleeping on your back and your mouth drops open when you're finally asleep and eventually your mouth dries out. You will start potentially coughing, and coughing is very difficult at the next surgery day. Okay, so these are the things I can tell you right now. Any questions? I think I probably don't remember everything, but I want to thank you guys, because there's a bunch of you have sent me messages. A lot of you sent me messages. Thank you so much. Supporting messages, and I honestly did not have the strength to reply, but I will. And I really appreciate you, and I hope that this has been helpful. And I see you probably tomorrow. Have a good one, guys.